question that really comes down to, was there any voter fraud? Did the Democrats play some sort of dirty little game? Now, if you're a Biden supporter, you're thinking to yourself, absolutely not. There's no evidence. That's what you're hearing in the media. That's an absurd claim, a conspiracy theorist claim. I get that. Believe me, I get that. Better than you do if you think that's the case. But if you're a Trump supporter, you're seeing some anomalies, you're seeing shadows, you're seeing things that are very strange. I'll tell you from what I see so far what might actually be the case. I'm a person that looks at things very carefully, very objectively. I'm not going to sit here and just assume and think, and they did it and they didn't, and we'll go through it and we'll find out what might be the case for voter fraud, what might be the outcome of the election at this point of time at 7:30 Eastern Time here in the Diamond District in New York City. So the issue becomes this little kerfuffle over here. I don't know exactly where this date is coming from or how it came about, but I remember hearing during some point of time that all of a sudden Wisconsin popped up with a lot of 100% Joe Biden votes. That's fine. It just has to be explained. We have to understand. You cannot have people in a room with all of this division going on and people in a room and saying, oops, I found it, and it's too easy to cheat. This isn't a Gore versus Bush or something like that, where people just counted up the votes and moved on with their day. This is different. People are, this is the biggest outcome, the biggest voter turnout in election history. All right? And there is a reason for that, because people want something out of this election and they want to win it. But the Democrats are definitely cheaters and liars. They did a lot of dirty little games. And if you think that they wouldn't try their hand and try their luck on the dirt here, you're wrong. You're dead wrong. Because there was a lot of bullshit Russia hoax and a lot of other nonsense that they tried to pull that I saw with my own two eyes that I'm not going to forget. You might buy into it, and that's fair. I understand why you might buy into it. You might want to believe it or whatever it is. But in reality, there's a lot of dirt under their fingernails. So where did this bump come from in Wisconsin to put this guy on top? Was this really how the race went? Did they rack it up and then all of a sudden somebody piled on some votes? Could be. Could be. They're desperate, the Democrats. They'll be willing to do it. I don't really know. Let's go back to the map then, huh? So Pennsylvania, Trump is hanging on by 65,000 votes over there in Pennsylvania, with 89% reporting. He had a 500,000 vote lead there. It's shrunk down to 50,000 with 11% remaining to report, whatever that could be. If it could shrink that lead, or he might hold on like by a sliver like he did in Georgia. 99% reporting in Georgia. He's up by 4,000 votes. Okay? North Carolina, he's up by a significant amount. You could say he won North Carolina. You could say he won Georgia just barely. You could say that Pennsylvania is still up for grabs for Joe Biden. But let's say he gets Pennsylvania, he gets North Carolina, he gets Georgia. I was thinking that Nevada might swing his way as they start counting votes, but they counted a significant amount of votes, like 500,000 plus votes, and the lead for Joe Biden only got larger. It went from 8,000 votes ahead now to 12,000 votes ahead. So it doesn't look like he's going to be able to grab Nevada, which is strange in and of itself. And Arizona is also something strange going on that you haven't really heard much over there. But I guess Joe Biden's going to win Arizona. The only thing that's really left to argue about, if there's anything to argue, is what happened in Michigan and what happened in Wisconsin. You got to remember, Wisconsin, Joe Biden won by 20,000 votes. And if this image that we're looking at is something to do with voter fraud or something like that, then it might be the case. I don't know. I don't know if there's voter fraud, but I know that these Democrats will do it. They'll say anything, they'll do anything. And the media, because Trump has been bashing him, wanted him done and wanted him out. And I'm not a fan of the media. I'm doing Trax News for a reason. I don't want to buy in their lies. When I see some of these fucking suckers out there walking around and buying into the stupid lies that the media is telling them, and they just swallow it, and they think that that's the way it is, and this guy's that, and hope and change and all this, when in reality, I know what's going on in the back scenes. It's just like the same way I look at the dumb fucking customer that's in the Diamond District that goes and buys a shittier piece of jewelry that someone told them is VS and walks out the shop thinking that they got a VS piece and all this other shit, when behind the scenes I know that the jeweler that sold it to him is laughing at them and thinking what a dumb fuck that guy was. And that's what's happening here in this case as well. People are getting duped, and they're eating it with chowing it down with a smile on their face, thinking that they're getting what they want, when they're really just getting ripped and their lives are getting harder and they don't know why. Anyway, is there voter fraud or not? How many fraudulent votes were cast? 0? I doubt that. That's impossible. Is it only in the couple of hundreds or in a couple of thousands, a negligible difference of voter fraud? Perhaps that's reasonable. But is there a 20,000, 50,000 that the Democrats have a plan to discard certain votes for Trump with the mail-in and make sure that Joe Biden voters are going to get it? Probably. They probably worked real hard to get ballots and mail-in ballots out to voters that were gonna vote Democrat, and they knew it, and they might have got it out there, and they might have did that, and they're gonna have to deal with the consequences, because whether you like it or not, this guy is not going out without a fight. He's gonna try to do something. Or maybe he will give up and keep it moving. I don't know. I'm fine. I guess I'll have to survive one way or another, and so will you. But I don't like being defrauded, and I don't like people lying to me. And if there's something not on the up and up here, I want to know. Okay? And so should you. Whether you love Joe Biden and hate Trump, if this is what they're doing, the Republicans are going to come back and do the exact same fucking thing. And it's going to be pie on your face. So you should be mindful of that, and that's really what it is. That's my analysis of the current situation. Trump might take Pennsylvania. He's going to take the rest of it, but Nevada and Arizona are slipping away, and the only thing left is Wisconsin to find out what exactly this is.